Beauty!
Guys in the Golf.
What do you reckon, mate? This is a bit different than normal, but we'll see how we go. We'll just give the audience something for the week.
Yeah, we'll give it a crack, mate. I think between the two of us, we've got our cameras set up on the computers and second cameras as well. So give me a bit of extra editing to do this week, but see how it goes. But yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, I haven't been up to a lot, mate. So in fact, I suppose I have. Like since I've seen you, we went through a cyclone. We got cut off. Didn't have food for 3 weeks. Went out fishing. Caught my PB Goldie, and I've come back home to Darwin, spending time with my wife and kids. And that's
nice one, mate.
What
was
that road rundown? So where the diversion is, the dirt bit, that it was not so good. I shouldn't even say that. Like even trucks were getting through. It was meant to be 4-wheel drive only, and they were letting road trains through, but yeah, they were just sticking right to the middle. As if they go anywhere to the side, then that's how it is. They'll just sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the washouts had water in them, so I had to slow down 100 times on the trip because they sneak up on you and you just don't know how deep they are sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, but other than that, fairly uneventful trip. I actually did it all in one go as well. Usually I stop at Highway Inn at Daily Waters and spend the night there and break the trip into 2, but yeah, I did the whole thing in one go. I just wanted to get home. So here I am.
Fair enough, mate. And how long are you down for this time?
Oh, just probably a couple of weeks, and then head back down to the Gulf again. Probably around the same time that you're heading down, maybe.
Yeah. Give me a lift, eh?
Oh, maybe. I suppose you need one because you flew out, didn't you?
Yeah. So we'll work something out anyway, mate. We'll see what's going on. I'll be back in. So what's today? It's Monday there. It's Sunday here. I'll be back there, flying out of here Thursday. So we get back into Australia actually on this coming Saturday, and then I'm going, flying to Melbourne, and then I'm flying straight to Sydney, and then I'm going to go watch Theo Von in Sydney, and Chris Young as well in Sydney, and then a bit of stuff planned there. And then I'm just going to fly direct back to Darwin from there. Yeah,
sweet. I see Theo's already here as well. I see, he's already done Brisbane shows, I think. So that's pretty exciting. I'd love to be going.
Very exciting, mate.
Yeah, but no, I think everyone is wanting to hear about your trip though, mate. What's been going on? Yeah, the Broncos yesterday.
Mate. Broncos yesterday, yeah. Well, it started off, we flew into LA. Obviously I had to fly out of Borroloola to start with because the road was cut off. So flew out of Borroloola straight to Darwin, and then jumped on another plane, flew from Darwin to Sydney, and then Sydney to LA. LA to Denver to Nashville. So about 30-something hours in the air all up, I think. Over the course of 2 days. So ended up in Nashville and spent a week there, mate. That was unreal. If you like drinking beer like me, then it's definitely a good place to go to. Very, very, very different to Australia, though. Oh, very similar in a lot of ways too. But you got to take your cash with you because it's not cheap.
Yeah,
definitely
right.
Not cheap. It's
I
bad.
don't even know if you remember, but I got a phone call from you at I think it must have been 4:30 a.m. your time, and it was like 9 p.m. our time, and I was laying in bed, and I got a call from you, and you sounded like you were enjoying your beers. I took a screenshot. The phone call was after like 30-something minutes. I took a screenshot just to prove that we've never spoken on the phone for that long. And you just tell me all sorts of stuff going on. Anyway.
Mate, it was wild because that was that first day there, and as you always do, your first day fever, you get right amongst it, mate. We actually flew in. By the time we got to Nashville, it was about 9-10 o'clock at night or something when we landed, and then by the time we got our bags and into an Uber and then over to the Airbnb, it was pretty late, and it was pretty buggered. So I ended up having about 6 hours sleep or something like that, and then still pretty jet lagged the next morning, but just wanted to get downtown and have a look. And so walked up and down the street a couple of places, and ended up at Kid Rock's bar there, basically right in the very middle of Broadway. So Broadway is like the main street where all like the bars and things are. So it's sort of like if you've been to like Bangkok, it's like Soy Cowboy or whatever. Or if you've been to like Phuket, it's like Bangla Road sort of thing. Like it's basically like Mitchell Street, but a million times bigger. And but awesome though. Like all the every single place has all the windows and doors open. Bands playing basically on the stage, which backs onto the street. So as you're walking down the Broadway, it's just every single place is a bar pretty much, and there's a different band in every bar. And then most of the bars have 2 or 3 levels. So you've got like the main band downstairs, which is normally louder, and then you go upstairs or to the back, and then there's a different band playing, which is usually a little bit quieter, a little bit more sort of blues, sort of or older country sort of stuff. But it was unreal, mate. Like just unbelievable. Yeah, but that
so
first
Kid Rock's
day,
did he have Bud Light on tap or what?
Well, no, he's made up with Bud Light now.
Oh, right, I just remember he was the one that had the bloody Gatling gun or whatever. Ah.
Yeah, but see, so Bud Light sponsored the UFC, and obviously Kid Rock's a big fan of the UFC, and I think that he's mates with Dana White and that. So I think they're all over it again now. They're everyone's got Bud Light back on tap.
Okay.
So I drank a few of them too. Don't worry. Actually, I was drinking there. I just asked the barmaid because I was like, I just really wasn't sure what to get. So I just said to the barmaid, "So what do you recommend? Like, what beers do you recommend?" And then they had a local beer, like Tennessee beer called Happen Harry's, which is like a heavy beer. And it was pretty good. It was like, I was sort of tastes a bit like Carlton mid strength, but it was heavy. So we ended up drinking them for several hours. I stayed at the pub pretty much all day with Don. My brother went for a run. My dad and I stayed there and just drank beers pretty much all day. Or actually, Don was drinking Bacardi and Coke, and ended up at a place called the Second Fiddle, which is a little bar right next to the Orchid Lounge, which is a very famous like honky tonk in Nashville, right at the very start of Broadway, and ended up being there in total for about 15 hours on that first day, and like I had to go back to the Airbnb and zoom into a committee meeting, so I went back and did that for a couple of hours, and then went back down and found Don again, and he was a few sheets to the wind, so I ended up getting him in an Uber and taking him back to the Airbnb, and then went back down again. And by that time, my brother had been drinking, and he doesn't drink at all. So he was well and truly enjoying himself on the dance floor. So, as after my 400th Captain Morgan. And then, I think we got kicked out of there when it closed down about 3 o'clock or something like that. I think they closed up. And, left there, paid my $700 tab. 20% for tips for the barmaids. It was $700 US as well. So by the time you actually do the conversion, it's probably about $4 Australian. So it was a big day. And then I called you. Then I called you because I couldn't get I couldn't get an Uber, so I got in a taxi. And then the taxi's like, "Oh, I'll take you somewhere where they've got beer." And I'm like, "Yeah, no worries." And he took me to Boondock somewhere. And I thought I was going to lose a kidney. Ended up jumping out of that taxi and then getting into another one. Oh, man, it was And then I called you and, had a chat with you for half an hour. And then went to bed for about 4 hours and then went back and did it again.
Good fun.
Very good fun,
you haven't even, at that stage, that's still You hadn't even got to Vegas yet, and you're already running amok.
Yeah, no, that was day one, mate. Day one. So so day two was fairly subdued. Fairly subdued. But yeah, no, got back into it again. Like, it's just so much fun. If you like music, like, I love music, especially sort of country, western, country rock, sort of, that sort of thing. If you like that, man, like, obviously Nashville is the place. Like, it's it's the home of country music, so it's and every single bar has bands playing, and it's like I said, it isn't cheap, especially with the conversion rate at the moment. It's not cheap, but like, if you want to request a song, for example, it's a $20 tip to request a song. So you're paying about $33 Australian or something like that to get one song played. Which, I mean, the other thing is there, I suppose, is that all the barmaids, they're on like minimum wage, like they're on $4 an hour, $5 an hour. So they're pretty much working for tips, and then the band doesn't get paid anything. They, most of the bands aren't paid at all. They literally just playing for tips. So,
wow.
So I didn't feel too bad. Throwing a 20 in every time they come around. But yes, definitely cost me a bit the first couple of days, mate, while I was getting used to it. But yeah, did all the cool stuff that you can do there, like, not everything, but a lot of cool stuff. Did just like a bus tour around the place. Look at, because a lot of history there, like, heaps of stuff I didn't know about the place. So it was quite good. Drove up and down Music Row, and where all the recording studios are and everything like that. And Country Music Hall of Fame. Went and did a tour there. That was pretty cool. And then I was trying to book tickets to the Grand Old Opry. Because it's just one of the things you sort of have to do if you're there. It's like one of the main things people go there for. And I was finding it really hard trying to book them on the phone, because obviously the American websites didn't like the Australian credit cards so much. So it kept declining. So I ended up sitting at the bar, and there was only 2 seats available, and this couple walked in and asked if they could sit across from us. And I said, yeah, no worries, no one's sitting there. And old mate just looks at me, he goes, oh, where are you from? I said, up Northern Territory. He goes, oh, yeah, we're from Rockhampton. So
no way.
Another couple of Aussies. And then he goes, oh, what are you up to? You going to the obviously they play ice hockey right there at the end of Broadway. Pretty much is a big ice hockey arena, Bridgestone Arena, I think it is. Is it? Yeah, something like that. It is Bridgestone Arena. Yeah, and and they had a big hockey game on, and I said, no, I'm trying to book tickets to the Grand Ole Opry, because it's supposed to be a good show tonight. I'm trying to work out what's going on with it. And he goes, oh, well, our travel guide booked us tickets for it, and we're not going to use them because we're going to the hockey. So here, you can have these. They're VIP. Backstage bloody tickets and whatever. So I ended up getting a couple of tickets. So my old man and I ended up going and doing that. So got in a little private room on the side and had a feed and free beers and everything like that. And but he got amongst it, which was pretty good. And then the headliner ended up being Lainey Wilson that night.
Oh, no way!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
and you're going to see her again at CMC Rocks, aren't you? In Australia, in a couple of weeks.
No, because I had to cancel that, remember, because my car's not going to be ready, so I'm going to fly straight back. So I'm not doing it. So it worked out pretty good. Yeah.
Lainey Wilson.
Who else was it? Jamie Johnson was the other one as well. So you know that song "In Color"? You definitely know it.
I'd know it.
Yeah, for sure. If it's not on the Golf Mud Grabbers playlist, mate, I'm going to put 2 on there. There's 2. There's one from Jamie Johnson, one from Lainey Wilson, and you'll definitely know the song as soon as it starts playing. What else do we do? Yeah, so that was really good, and then we flew out the next day from Nashville to Salt Lake City, and then Salt Lake City to Vegas. So a 4-hour flight, and then about an hour 20-minute flight. Nearly missed our second plane because we were grounded for about an hour in Nashville with a massive storm coming through, like tornado warnings and all sorts of shit. So we were sitting in the plane on the side of the runway for a good hour. And then, literally as we got off that plane, we asked the lady, oh, where's the gate for the connecting flight to Vegas? And she goes, oh, quick, it's directly across the hall. That's it right there. And that's you guys getting on now. So get a move on. So, it was pretty lucky, mate. Pretty lucky. And then, got into here. I haven't even told you this. Yeah, we got into here. We got an Uber to our Airbnb in Vegas. And the Uber driver was like, I'm not sure what this address is. This is a school. So, yeah, we're like, well, we'll get out. It must be across the road here or something. So we're looking. And then old mate from Airbnb sends us a message and says, oh, no, it's that's not the actual address. I don't give out the actual address until people arrive so that they don't rock up early. And I thought, well, that sounds a bit fucking dodgy. But
Yeah.
So anyway, we ended up having to walk like 1.5 km with all our bags and everything like that. But through the absolute ghetto, like, yeah, it was dodgy as. And get to the Airbnb. The Airbnb was really nice. Like, it was really good. And but the area was like proper dodgy. Like there's like a crack house across the road, like with all these druggo looking people sitting out the front. And anyway, we're there about 5 minutes, and said to my brother, I said, "Look, I'm not real keen on staying here, mate. I want to go just get a hotel in town somewhere because it's it's a fair way off the strip, and everyone's like, don't go off the strip. If you don't know where you're going, or you're not with somebody that knows what they're doing, don't go, too far beyond the strip because it's pretty wild." So anyway. Well, we've said, we'll think about it anyway. We got in an Uber. We're just about to get in an Uber from out the front of the Airbnb, and this guy comes up to us and he's like, "Oh, like a homeless guy," and he's like, "Oh, can you guys give me some food?" And my brother just said, "Oh, look, we don't live here, mate. Like we got nothing for you." And my old man said, he goes, "Oh, bloody hell, that's a bit rich. He can afford cigarettes, but can't afford food." Because Don thought he had cigarettes in his hand. I said to Don, "Don, they weren't cigarettes, mate. They're all bloody needles."
Oh no!
so then we get in the Uber, and my brother asked the Uber driver, "Oh, what do you think of this area here? Like, is it the right area?" And he goes, "Oh, I wouldn't be out around here, mate. No way." He said, "I definitely don't come here after dark." He said, "Yeah, don't hang around here, guys. Yeah, don't just stay in town." And my brother's like, "Oh no, that's our Airbnb there." And he's like, "You what?" Oh, no way. He said, "I can't believe there's an Airbnb there." So, but it had like 500 really good reviews on it. So I'm not sure what happened there. My brother's still staying there. I came and got a hotel in the city. So like, right. I'm staying at the Luxor, which is like the big pyramid one that you see on TV with the big light that comes out the middle.
Yeah, rightio.
Yeah. So actually, I'll do a bit of a video for you. Actually, we were so lucky. It's got over 5,000 rooms here. It was sold out, and old mate, because I booked 2 rooms, one for me, one for Don, and I booked one with 2 queen beds because I was going to share with Don and give my brother another room. But yeah, he's like, "No, I'll just stay at the Airbnb. It doesn't bother me. I'm right." So we got here. When we got here, they'd cancelled my booking because they'd overbooked everyone, and because I booked through Qantas. With my Qantas, using my Qantas points and that, they'd cancelled all the rooms, and old mate's like, "No, we're booked out." And this is like 10 o'clock at night, and there's a line up for like 45 minutes just to get to the reception. Like, it's crazy busy. And so I'm like, "Well, I'm here, we've got all my bags, everything like that." My old man's standing over there, like he's tired, like just And he's like, "Oh, give me a minute, I'll see what I can do." And then he came back out 10 minutes later. He goes, "Oh, I found you one that somebody's hasn't checked in or whatever. It's not 2 rooms with one with 2 queen beds. It's a suite though with an adjoining room with another king bed and that." So in the end, we got like a 2-bedroom apartment basically. Just ended up being really good, and it wasn't that expensive. I didn't think it was about $3,000 for the week. Well, 8 days. But yeah, it's very, very nice though.
Yeah, you're doing welfare checks on your brother or what?
Yeah. No, we've had to keep an eye on our dollars because he's not really sure about where to go all the time. So we've turned on iPhone tracking so we can all track each other where we're at all the time. So we just because my brother and I have been out playing poker late at night, and like Dad's gone. Are you getting that notice?
Yeah, we got 10 minutes, I think. Remaining
10
meeting
minutes.
time.
Oh, Roger. Just give me 1 second.
I had an office job all the way through the pandemic, and this is the first time I've ever used Zoom.
Wow.
Can you believe that, folks?
Yeah, righto. So we got 10 minutes, did it say?
I think that's what it means, yeah.
Yep, Roger. Okay. let's get amongst it. So from there, we've just been playing a bit of poker and that in the poker rooms. I'm not real good at it. I'm good at losing money. I'm trying to stay away from a bit, but like every single thing's a casino here. Obviously, like even the airport's got poker machines. As soon as you step off the plane, there's just poker machines in the middle of the airport. So
yeah, wow,
it's pretty wild. I caught up with my cousin and her husband. They're working in Canada at the moment. So they've actually flown into Vegas for the footy as well. It was good catching up with them. We're going to go have dinner with them tomorrow night, I think. And then, last night was a footy, the double header. Yeah, that was unreal.
Yeah, I watched it from here.
Man. Like,
it was good. You bloody video called me a couple of times so I could sort of check it out, which is pretty cool.
Oh, man, that stadium is, like, unbelievable. Like, proper unbelievable. It's just so crazy. So easy to get in and out of. So easy to the food was unreal. So we were really lucky. Friends of ours have relatives that live in Sydney that are fairly heavily involved with the Roosters. And they had 3 spare tickets. So we ended up getting those 3 tickets off them and sharing their corporate box. Well, they actually had a couple of corporate boxes. We ended up sharing their corporate box with them, which is like, a couple of weeks ago, that same corporate box was like $2.5 million US for the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. Like, open bar, like mix your own drinks. They had bottles of spirits and stuff, beers, seltzers, all that sort of stuff. Heaps of food, like pulled pork, brisket, lobster, just anything you could think of, pretty much, mate. It was unreal. So that was awesome. That it's unbelievable to think that the stadium's so big, but you get such a good view from that. And you're so far away, but it feels like you're like, I don't know. It's really hard to explain. It's almost like watching it on a massive big TV screen. Like that's what it felt like, So
yeah, you were even saying to me yesterday with the lighting, like the way they've done the lighting, even though it was 9:30 at night, it felt like daylight. Like it felt like
100%.
it was sunlight. Yeah, so I must have spent $5 on money on lighting.
Oh, well, it's a few $1 billion, I think, to build it. So yeah, they've got to work. Well, and that whole field, the entire field gets wheeled out from underneath the stadium so they can change it from turf to AstroTurf. So, it's unbelievable. So, that's about it so far, mate. When I get back there, we'll do a podcast and we'll go into. We've got a few yarns for you. We're going to in depth a bit.
Okay, cool.
But since we're only cheap, we've only got the cheap version of Zoom. We're only allowed to have 40-minute videos apparently. But no, I'll send you heap of photos and stuff, and just put something out there. Oh, what about we were at 9th spot in our category.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of exciting news.
The 9th best podcast in our category in Australia the other day.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Obviously this shows a bit of hard work and persistence, and anything's possible.
It's only a few months, so I was very surprised to see it in there.
Yeah, well, I had to when I sort of created the online profile for the podcast, you have to choose categories for it to go into. So I chose. There was nothing suitable for like fishing, or I didn't do travel and leisure, but
like lifestyle, isn't it?
Lifestyle, that's right. Yeah, lifestyle, and then a subcategory of that is hobbies. And I thought, fishing, that's like a hobby. So I did hobbies as a subcategory. I think we're actually number 1 in hobbies.
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah, number 1 in Australia. I'm pretty sure we were when I looked at it last week or something. Yeah, so I don't know.
Unreal.
Yeah, that's exciting times.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, I've brought some of the gear up. I've got the mixing desk here. I brought 2 microphones up from Kinash Bay to Darwin. So when you fly in, mate, we can do a podcast or 2 in Darwin, and then
sounds good, mate.
Yeah, then send it back down to the Gulf.
Sounds good, mate. Looking forward to it, mate. I'm actually really looking forward to getting back and getting amongst it, getting back into work again, getting ready for the season.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, well, I passed one of the crabbers driving back down to the Gulf on the day I drove up here. So, and then Mullet's already there, and he's super keen to get some pots in the water. He's probably already got some in now, doing a few testers. So yeah, I think everyone's pretty exciting to get back to work.
Good stuff. I'll know where to go.
I'll go out and do a video with mullet and find where all the crabs are for you. Hey.
Too easy, mate.
Cool. All right. Well, that's a bit of a short episode, bit of a catch up, so that we've got. Because it's always good. We want to keep uploading every Friday, regardless of if we're 10,000 kilometers apart or not. Yeah. So that's good. This is a bit of a trial run for us to show that I think we know what we're doing. It says that I'm recording the screen, so yeah. So you'll have to. You just send me your file if you're recording the screen as well. You send me your files, and I'll put it all together, and everyone can enjoy it. All right, well, let's sign off, mate, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Bye, brother. Too easy. Shut it down, Russ.
Shut it down.
Oh, look at that.
Guys in the Gulf.